Hi Year 7, so this is lesson 2 of Serif Drawplus X6. This was 15th of January lesson, so let's get started. So like I said before, we won't go over lesson objectives and things like that because you've got them all in your books, but let's have a look. So here's a few examples. We went over how to make things in Serif Drawplus. I'll just open a new drawing just so we might be able to go and create a couple of things. So if you remember the cog, if you go into the shapes, you can test and try out. I think that's one good thing about this Serif Drawplus is you can test things. So just draw a shape, and if that's not the shape you want, you have so many options. So try the inner radius. So we might want to change that. We might want to make it larger. So let's just get it a bit more cog-like. The top one as well. Whoa, so look at this. That can make an amazing logo if you're designing something soon. So there we go. So you can see just having a little play around with the app, obviously the software, just means you can choose a brilliant logo. Let's just try changing the colour. I'll just make it a bit more. Alright, so I'll just take that away. And we'll go and make this shape a bit less. Let's say there, okay. And like we did last time, let's try some of the styles. So this is, if you're thinking of your product, you can go through these styles. There's so many options. If you don't want it to be a plain colour, you can choose different gradients, different styles. And let's try some of my favourite, the textiles. Absolutely love the textures. So let's go for a kind of a glass look, but let's change the colour. So we'll go for I'll go for a blue or dark blue. Yeah, there we go. So we've got like a bit of a glass effect. But if you go through these, and it's styles here on the right hand side, styles, and then choose textures. And there's all different, the stamps, stickers, text effects, instant effects. Obviously you can click on that and it gives you it, if as long as you're not bothered about the colours, obviously it just it will change it immediately. So there we go, there's a red one like we could have started with. So there's all different types, so let's just choose one. We'll choose that one. So are you happy with that? Well, you might want to make it more obviously around the edge, depending on what business you're designing for, or you might want to make less. So let's just try make it like that. And then again with do you remember from last lesson? So let's just type in Miss Rowe, and we'll curve the text, or we'll go over the top this time. We'll make that into a different colour. Just an example. We'll change the background. We'll go for a darker colour. And then obviously depending on what your business is called, you can change the name. But that is an example of a very, very easy logo. There's one. So let's remove that. And let's explore the brushes. Now I've got a black background. So I absolutely love some of these different options. So let's try Galaxy. Oh, gone on the wrong one. So here we go. So what I like to do for this section is I've chosen Galaxy, but if you make the brush bigger, If you make the brush bigger, you get more of a style. So here we go. Let's just show you. So this is a brush. So you can see, obviously I've gone off the page at the moment, just ignore that. This is just an example to show you. So there we go. Let's choose another one. Let's choose the Milky Way. Like, beautiful. Nebula. So you can see there's different brushes. It just takes time to go through them. There's some beautiful ones. Obviously on X6, which is what we're using in school, we've got photo. You'll recognise some of these straight away. I don't think you've got Galaxy, so I'm not going to go into too much detail for that. But if you remember when we did the floristry picture, so there we go. And then we added a text box here, so we could make a price list, for example, which was, let's just go back onto the PowerPoint, this one. So we made as the logo, and then we used a brush for the side part. We changed the top text, the title. And then we went over target audience, because it's very important to think about target audience, because we've got 3 types of magazines here. We've got this Yours magazine, we've got National Geographic, and we've got Sparkle and Peppa Pig. So as we went through in lesson, this one is obviously for children. So say it might be children under 10 years old. National Geographic, this particular version, is for adults, but there is a child's version as well, National Geographic for kids. And Yours, that's normally for women. So it's, I mean, you just got to think about who you're designing this for. So just when you're obviously designing your product, whether it's luxury chocolates or it's perfume, is it for men? Is it for women? What age is it for? Just think about these things when you're actually designing your product. Okay. So that's the end of this video. We'll move on to week 3.